Hey everyone, Ben Mosier here to help you make sense of this weird world. Today I'd like to talk about interventionism and our addiction to control. There are two different kinds of extremes of people in any situation, any organization, any workplace. It's the folks who have a bias towards analysis and end up getting stuck without making any sort of decision, and there are the folks that have a bias for action and don't think very much before they just jump into a situation. And neither is really ideal, right? Because and I'm not advocating for a middle ground by any means. What I mean is the frame is wrong. Let's talk about interventionism and the willingness to take action when a situation presents itself. And I'm going to use a metaphor of driving a car because, well, I'm based in the United States and cars are friggin' everywhere. So let's talk about this as an analogy. Let's say that the principal condition for success for driving a car is the ability to steer the vehicle in the right direction so that you end up at the right destination and you end up getting there safely. These are two outcomes that we want, and steering the car in the right direction is the principal condition for those consequences. Okay, let's take the assumption that we have a bias for action. The first option that presents itself is directly intervening at our ability to steer the vehicle at all times in the right direction 100% of the time, and there's nothing else that we have to worry about. We just have to steer the vehicle in the right direction. It'll be fine. The problem with this is obvious. There are things outside of our control that prevent us from being able to actually do that perfectly every single time. In fact, there are further conditions underneath the steering of the car that are basically making that steering possible in the first place. Things like, what is the traction like on the road? Is the road wet? Do the tires actually have any grip on them? It's things like, what is the position of our hands on the steering wheel such that if we had to react to an event that we would be able to maintain control of the vehicle? How well are we paying attention to the road? Are we looking ahead to see the obstacles that are coming up? Are we even aware of our surroundings? Or are we distracted and looking at our cell phones? Don't do that, by the way. What are the contributing factors to our ability to actually make our way to our destination? And it's innocuous stuff too, like, is the route that we're using even open? Is there construction? Is there traffic? The point is, all this stuff contributes to our ability to actually reach our destination. Now, interventionism is the addiction to action. Every time an opportunity presents itself, you focus on the one lever at hand, the obvious thing to do. The problem with this is that it creates consequences that you weren't anticipating. Any action that occurs in the system is anomalous to it. Getting this from a book called Deciphering Sun Tzu by Derek M.C. Yuen. He talks about this idea. Basically, when you take action in a system, the system is not prepared for it. In fact, it's looking at this action going, well, that's weird. And if you've ever worked in an organization before, especially in change management, you know that taking an action that the system isn't expecting essentially results in an antibody effect. It's a reaction to it that is actually going to prevent it from being effective. Okay, given that case, the key takeaway here is to take a moment before jumping at those obvious solutions and thinking about the conditions for that situation that are in play. What is contributing to making this opportunity possible? And if you get into the habit of doing that, what you'll find is this isn't the only opportunity. There are going to be hundreds or thousands that come along the line. And if you pay attention to those conditions and the interventions that you do are actually at that level, what that means is you're indirectly creating those conditions for good consequences, and you'll have an abundance of options to choose from, meaning you're not stuck with only intervening at this one point. You're actually able to choose the right opportunity to take action and actually realize what you're trying to achieve. You don't have to take the first thing that comes along. Practically speaking, whenever I think about what good management looks like, when someone comes to you with a problem, say you're an organization founder, someone is coming to you with a problem that's happening, and your first immediate impulse is to solve the problem for them. Take a step back. How can I create good conditions so that this person can solve the problem themselves? Well, Maybe the answer is not solving the problem for them, but letting them struggle a little bit. I mean, make sure that they don't go over a cliff, but give them the opportunity to solve the problem themselves. This is the kind of thing that I'm thinking about. I'm curious if this piques your interest, and I'd love to have a good conversation about this kind of thing. I think it's really important to be thinking about conditions, not just the direct intervention that we're tempted to take every time. So let me know what you think, and I'd love to talk to you. Thanks for watching.